Shaughnessy here again. I just wanted to go over a few things if you are thinking about starting Ideal Protein or an alternative Ideal Protein diet. These are kind of just the things to think about when you are starting up. So the first thing, number one, is you have to be mentally and financially prepared for this journey, especially if you are going the Ideal Protein way. Just because it is going to cost you about $100 a week. It is not cheap. So you basically want to be mentally prepared to follow the protocol 100%. Taking your vitamins, drinking your water, eating your vegetables, taking your shakes, measuring out your protein. Because, you know, you don't want to be throwing away that money into nothing. Really, it's a complete waste of money if you're not going to follow the protein 100%. I totally get slip-ups. I have them every once in a while. I've had them twice so far on this diet, and I've been on it since July. One as per my previous video, and the other was because of a date night. So, stay on protocol if you want to lose weight. So, number two is take a before picture. And what I mean by a before picture, unfortunately, I did not follow my own advice. I did take a before picture, but it was from the waist up, like, meh. So I do not get the full effect from my before and after pictures, because you will use these pictures as your progress as well, like a little mini visual progress report, because, you know, a lot of us are not going to believe the scales. Oh, I'm 20 pounds down, but I don't feel any skinnier. We all are going to be having this body dysmorphia, whether we think we're smaller than we are or we're bigger than we are. You know, before I started this diet, I was like, oh, I'm not that big. I'm not that heavy. I'm, you know, not that fat. Yeah, my clothes are really tight. I'm still, you know, I'm not pregnant and I'm wearing my pregnancy clothes and those are tight. I don't have a problem. But I did. I wouldn't be doing this diet if I didn't, right? So, before pictures, you want to have a full body picture. The front, the side, your back. I'll tell you a funny story about, you know, the differences of your weight loss. Your weight is not going to lose in the exact same way on every part of your body. It is not going to lose symmetrical at all. I lost a lot of weight in my sides and in my face and in my boobs first. So my first thing to go was, you know, my face and some of my sides. And I had, you know, back rolls or back boobs or whatever you want to call them. And it's funny because now that I'm, you know, starting to lose a lot of weight, my one side of my back is nice and smooth and gorgeous, and the other side I still have a bit of a back roll. Even when I'm standing straight up and trying to stretch it out, it's still there. So your weight is not going to lose evenly. So you want to have those pictures to prove to yourself, okay, this is where I started, this is how far I've come. I have a lot of before and after photos, mostly the same before because I did not follow my own advice and I did not take proper before photos. But you can see all those pictures at my Instagram page at Losing Pounds Finding Shaughnessy, or sorry, Losing Pounds Gaining Shaughnessy. There you can see all my before and after pictures, some of my recipes that I've done. If you have any questions about those, feel free to ask. But yeah, full pictures. Then the next thing I would recommend is having a good water bottle and at least 2 good shakers. The reason being is the protein that you're gonna have, a lot of it has to be mixed in a shaker. I personally do the drinks and the shakes, pretty much that's it, just because the other ones are a little bit more dense in carbs. So I want to make sure that I'm getting the bare minimum of carbs to get, you know, a better loss. So there's that. So make sure that you have a shaker to interchange, because if you ever accidentally left a shaker even overnight good Lord, it is the worst smell in the entire world. And you basically have to have a bottle of bleach to get that stink out. So you want to be able to have one, you know, always on the go so you can wash them frequently. A good water cup, you want to be able to have one that you can travel with. This is very important because you might not always be at home or at work or somewhere where you have access to water. And you want to have one that you know the exact fluid ounces that it carries. So on this diet, you want to at least drink half of your body weight in fluid ounces. So I was 190 pounds, so I was drinking about 80 some ounces of, my minimum is 80 some ounces of water. And when I first started the diet, I started out with that because I wasn't used to drinking that much water. By about my second or third week, I upped it to about 150 ounces of water a day. I'm probably going to up it again because my body's starting to get used to that as well. Probably not by much, probably about by another 10 or 20 ounces. So you definitely want to have, you know, a water bottle where you can measure the amount of water you've drinking, and always record it. Like I've got my Fitbit or whatever, my FitnessPal app, whatever app you use, just make sure you're remembering to record your water, because sometimes I'll drink like, you know, 5 or 6 of my bottles and then I'm like, did I drink my 6th? It's, you know, 10:30 in the morning. I think I should have finished my first one. Am I on my second one yet? So there's that. So make sure you have those handy. Also, you definitely want to have extra packets or an extra box of packets available. One, if you're going to do like a heavy workout, you want to have an extra packet because you do need that extra protein. For light workouts, like 30 minutes and less, you don't need it. Or say you know, run out of food and it's a holiday and your clinic isn't open, or you're doing the alternative diet and your packets didn't come in the mail. You definitely want to have extra food on hand in case of emergencies like that. I can't tell you how much it saved my butt, especially if I, you know, got to the clinic late, it was closed, I didn't have access for the entire weekend. I had to wait till Monday. So at least 1 to 2 boxes per day, or per stash, or whatever my stash is, you know, 2 extra boxes always. I rotate them out so that, you know, they stay fresh. Also, I think the last thing I guess there's 2 more things I want to share with you. One was, we kind of touched on it just previously, was fitness. So we didn't get here where we are now by, you know, working out and eating right. We got here by being stagnant, by, you know, sitting on the couch on the end of the day, eating our junk food, watching our shows, reading our books, going out to dinner, taking, you know, instead of taking a walk at lunch, we go to the drive-thru. So because of that type of lifestyle, this diet's going to be teaching us to have a different lifestyle, a more, you know, either prep or right from fresh, you know, 20-minute dinner, 30-minute dinner kind of deal. So you want to start incorporating some sort of fitness, especially if you have a job where you are at a desk all day or whatnot. I like to incorporate at least a 45-minute walk because, you know, walking isn't a huge high impact thing, but it is, I'll be honest, it is out of my norm. Every night I do 30 minutes on the elliptical. It's not like I'm not going hard, like, you know, going to town, but I do, you know, keep my heart rate up to about 110, 120 in my ideal fat burning weight or fat burning rate. So yeah, I keep myself, you know, pushing, even though it's, you know, it started out hard. Now that half an hour is like super easy. My body's starting to get used to it. I've been doing it for 2 weeks straight and it's already getting easier. When the weather was better, I was doing, you know, 45-minute walk every day with, you know, a few of my neighbors, which I was super lucky to do. But yeah, so that's basically one thing, is you need to start incorporating a little bit of exercise, because once this protocol is done, once you are all done the diet, you are on your own. You have to learn to take the tools which we were given in this diet and use them. And one of those tools is personally for me is fitness, because it doesn't matter how, like if you eat well, that's awesome. A diet is 80% of your weight, but that other 20%, those, you know, is going to be your fitness level. So even if you can, you know, squeeze in half an hour, that's all you really need. If you want to start toning and all that kind of stuff, then yes, you're going to have to do weights, but I wouldn't do those until after you're done the diet. Start the minimum exercise now, you know, your bare minimum, your half hour, and honestly, you will start seeing the weight go a little bit faster. At least it has for me. And yeah, so just, you know, try it. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is, do not buy a new wardrobe until you are at your goal weight, because I will be 100% honest with you, it is a waste of money. Your size changes, your feet change, your butt changes, your boobs change, your arms change. So what might fit you this week will not fit you next week, or you know, it just doesn't. It's you're losing weight at a drastic pace. Whether it's slow to you, it is drastic to your body. So you might see maybe a 1 pound loss in 2 weeks, but you've lost, you know, 6 inches all over. Well, that 6 inches is now, instead of a extra large shirt, you're a large shirt now. So you don't want to go out of your way to start spending money on expensive clothes. Just, you know, go to your local thrift store, buy what fits you now, because you're going to be donating those clothes, because you're not going to fit them in about a month, so, or a week. It really depends. So I'm going to leave you with that. If you're thinking about the diet, remember, mindset, financial, before and after pictures, fitness, clothing, and the shaker cups and the amount of water you're going to be drinking. So I will touch base again with you guys again, I guess on my progress. I will also, I think, do another video on what I'm experiencing during, you know, dreaded Shark Week. And I will also do another video basically on what I've noticed changes in with my, I guess, my body during this losing process. So if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, just feel free to ask me. Like I said, I'm an open book. If you want to see my before and after, or before and during, because I'm still on the program, if you want to see my before and during pictures, I have them up on Instagram at Losing Pounds Gaining Shaughnessy. Same as, you know, my name here. So yeah, that's what I'm leaving with you guys tonight. And I am off to do my half-hour elliptical and then, you know, clean my kitchen. So have a good night.